सॉरी, हेलो हेलो हेलो। हाँ, चलो अभी। अरे ये खुल गया, 1 मिनट। ये कब से ही कर रही हूँ मैं। डन, चलो। अरे डन कर रही हूँ, ये क्यों खुल रहा है। हाँ, लेट्स स्टार्ट। आज का गेम स्टार्ट करते हैं। मैंने वैसे भी लैपटॉप में चैट खोल के रखा है, सो वेरी इजी है। 14। आज 5 एपिसोड्स, आई मीन 5 चैप्टर करना है, या फिर मैं सोच रही हूँ 6 है ना। कल तक मुझे 20 कंप्लीट करना है, तो आज 3 करूँगी। 14, 15, 16 नहीं, 7 है, तो आज 4 करूँगी, कल 3 एपिसोड्स, आई मीन 3 चैप्टर करूँगी, इसलिए थोड़ा जल्दी स्टार्ट कर दिया आज। हेलो नायद, वेलकम टू स्ट्रीम। कैसे हो? तेरा 3 मोर, यू गॉट टू बी किडिंग मी। आई नो, वो 3 लॉक थे ना, राइट। यू स्लैम्स हिज फिस्ट अगेंस्ट द स्टील वॉल इन फ्रस्ट्रेशन। गुड मॉर्निंग। हेलो मैथ, वेलकम टू स्ट्रीम। वी आर नेवर गोइंग टू गेट थ्रू दिस। ऐसे तो नहीं है। Calm down. Slamming your fist against the wall isn't going to solve anything. We need to think. You're not slowly looking just. You're right. Tokyo enters the room and winks at you. She usually is. Hello, Tokyo. We don't have time for distractions right now. अरे अब जो है बताइए, उसमें डिसलाइक की क्या बात। Tokyo smirks as she looks at the walls. Clearly, Berlin sent me to see how things were going. Berlin wants to know how things are going. We're getting there. We disengaged the first lock. अच्छा ठीक है करती हूँ। मैं उठी अभी कुछ देर पहले, तो थोड़ा घर का काम करके आई। अभी स्ट्रीम सोचा आज थोड़ा जल्दी शुरू करूँ, क्योंकि कल तो स्ट्रीम करने का टाइम ही नहीं मिला। तो अभी 7 चैप्टर्स बचे हैं, उसमें से आई थिंक 4 चैप्टर्स आज कंप्लीट करूँगी, इसलिए थोड़ा जल्दी शुरू किया। एंड बाकी 3 कल करूँगी, तो कल तक कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, इफ़ जो मैंने सोचा है वैसा ही हो। बिकॉज गूगल में चेक किया तो इसमें 20 चैप्टर्स दिखा रहा था, सो आई एम लेफ्ट विद 7 चैप्टर्स, इफ़ दैट इज़ राइट। कैसे हो? हाँ ठीक हो। कोल्ड हुआ, 2 दिन से कोल्ड हो रखा है। सॉरी, इट डिसएंगेज द फर्स्ट लॉक, ये तो हो गया। द फर्स्ट टर्न्स आउट देयर आर 3 मोर। हाउ लॉन्ग विल दैट टेक? डिपेंड करता है भाई, ऐसे कैसे बोल सकता है। वेल, it depends on what the other locks entail exactly. Tokyo taps her foot impatiently. Well then why don't you take a look? तो करने तो ना, तुम ही बीच में आके डिस्टर्ब कर रहे हो। यो कैसे सडनली looking up from the security panel. What is it? The next lock is biometric. Oh, can you rephrase that for those of us who spent our teenage years having a life instead of in the computer lab? It requires an iris scan to unlock, and that's bad. We are not solemnly, because वो किसका है वो पता है ना, आई थिंक एड्रियन का होगा। They can take weeks to crack. Tokyo groans in frustration, but you shake your head, an idea occurring to you. Maybe don't sorry, maybe don't need to crack. Excuse me. I have a feeling the eye we need is already in the building. Adrian, what are you talking about? If I wanted to take down Adrian, here was my first chance. This is Adrian's world. Tokyo cocks her head, considering. How do you know this is his world? Should I tell them the truth? There was something about him making a big donation and how it was being stored in a vault until they could put it on display.
You hold your breath, hoping they believe your lie. So you knew it was Adrian's fault and you didn't bother to say anything until now. Last wala better hai. And the professor is supposed to know everything about this museum, right? I figured if he was keeping it quiet, I should too. Took your process considering. And now, I keep my cards close to my chest, but I play them when it's needed. Tokyo gives you an appraising look. I can respect that. She turns back towards the wall considering कौन आया भाई ये बोकता आएगा. So let me get this. अरे चुप. Ignore the background noise, guys. कुछ नहीं कर सकती मैं. So let me get this straight. The vault we are trying to rob just so happens to belong to the same guy who volunteered to come in as a negotiator. There's no way that's a coincidence. Something shady is going on here. हे भगवान क्या चल रहा है? चुप तो. भाई साहब 1 मिनट रुको गाइस. ओके लो आ गई. 1 मिनट में. हाँ ठीक है. क्या करूँ क्या था प्रीवियसली मुझे पता नहीं. 1 मिनट को. क्या था इससे पहले जल्दी दिखा दो. There's no way that's going to be something serious going on here. अच्छा वो बोला था. The professor must know. It must have come up in his research. Maybe that's why he let him come in as a negotiator. हो सकता है. But why wouldn't he tell us? Well, whatever they are, I trust him. Don't you not? So do I. Okay, so we need Abartha's eye then. Let's get him down here. Do you think he'll cooperate? Well, no choice. We are the ones with guns. क्या हो गया? Tokyo smirks. I couldn't have said it better myself. 1 मिनट. हाँ ठीक है. चलो. I'll go get him. I have been in this vault for so long. I'm starting to forget what sunlight looks like. You laugh as he races from the room. Should we have reminded him that it's the middle of the night? No way. Disappointing real is like kicking a puppy. Yeah. Bhai. Sorry. It is. He's sweet. Hopefully he stays that way. This world has a way of changing people. Tokyo nods knowingly. I know exactly what you mean. Still, how are things in the world? Rio is on this way to you. He'll explain everything you know. Yo, what's your 20? You are greeted by a long stretch of silence and Tokyo's face crinkles with worry. Ryo, something must have happened. You get to the gala hall. I'll check Berlin's office. As I followed Tokyo from the vault, each of us hurrying in opposite directions, I was worried for Ryo. इसमें क्या करना था? स्किप नहीं, कैंसिल, सॉरी. बच गई. इधर से जाओ. इधर से जाओ. ये रेड वाला आई थिंक ये है. Select the fastest and safest route to get the destination, avoiding all obstacles. You can see where the destination and obstacles are. Okay, ठीक है. इसमें कोई ऑब्स्टिकल नहीं है, है ना? वैसे इसमें भी नहीं है, जल्दी हो जाएगा इसमें. येलो वाले में है, so I think I'll go with this. Continue, चलो. When you experience a loss like I did, you develop a sixth sense of danger. As I moved through the halls of La Bella, a sense of foreboding washed over me, and when the hair on my arms prickled, I knew I wasn't alone. Keep walking. You pick your pace, the sound of your footsteps echoing against the marble walls. Running away from me. I thought you were a big shot. The sound of gun cocking cuts through the hallway and you freeze. Heart pounding. You turn to find Adrian standing behind you, pointing a gun squarely at your chest. ऐसे कैसे वो तो बोलन के साथ था ना? Hello there, Seoul, isn't it? You begin to reach for your gun but freeze when Adrian raises his own, aiming it squarely at your chest. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Adrian sneers as he steps closer, his benevolent shade slipping away to reveal the true evil within. Bhai. This evening has brought many surprises, but you are the most interesting by far. Every nerve in my body went on high alert as Adrian stalked his way towards me. It was like I was frozen, torn between fight and flight. I didn't see it at first. The years have changed us both. But that little stunt you pulled with the professor was exactly the kind of thing your father would have done. He pushes his gun into your stomach and rips your own from your grasp, tossing it on the ground. Achha. You look like them. I can see it now. His breath is sickly as he leans in. Tell me, are you looking forward to seeing your parents again? Okay, एक चैप्टर हो भी गया. Nice. Chapter 15. Hour 8 of the heist. As the cold metal of Adrian's gun pushed against my stomach, okay. Deep down, I'd always known that somehow this would end with Adrian and I. You take a slow breath, giving him a level stare. So you found me out then. Adrian sneezes and you can tell he's enjoying this. You're an audacious one, you know, to think I wouldn't recognize you. But I never forget a face, especially one that should have already been abused. He tilts his head, considering. Perhaps I should be thanking you.
After slipping through my fingers all those years ago, now you're offering yourself to me on a silver platter. Adrian's eyes were filled with malice. I knew I needed to keep him talking if I was going to live. You would have killed me. If I hadn't escaped, you would have murdered a child. Adrian rolls his eyes. So self-righteous, just like your father. He never knew when to keep his mouth shut either. If he had, perhaps he'd still be alive. Something about Adrian's words cut through my steely calm, triggering a sudden uncertainty. He'd murdered my parents because he had traced my hack, hadn't he? Just think, if he'd been a better business partner, perhaps we would all be celebrating the success of tonight's auction together, instead of finding ourselves in this unfortunate situation. He shrugs, unaware that his words have just turned your world on its head. But alas, he insisted on placing his so-called moral rectitude above the only thing that really matters, money. I feel like the ground was going to fall away beneath me as I tried to process what he was saying. My father never would have worked with someone like you. Adrian laughs maliciously, shaking his head. Apparently, his early death didn't leave you time to get to know him very well. He leans closer, his nose practically brushing against yours as he inspects your features. You have her eyes, your mother's. It was a shame, really, that she had to be killed. I believe in multiplying beautiful things, not destroying them. There was only one thing he could be talking about, the counterfeits. He had the same look of disgust that you did when he accused me. I tried to change his mind, but in the end, I had no choice but to take care of him. He sighs, almost remorseful, but then his eyes filled with hatred once again. Just like I am going to take care of you. And there it was, the truth, after all these years. Adrian hadn't murdered my parents because he traced my hack. That it had nothing to do with me at all. He'd killed them because they were going to expose him, and the realization I'd lived most of my life believing that my parents were dead because of me. Would my life have been different if I'd known otherwise? It's poetic, really, that I am the one who gets to orchestrate your reunion. He raises his gun to your forehead, smiling as he presses the cold metal against your skin. Any last words before I send you off to meet them? Oh, I've got some last words for you. If you shoot me, the rest of my team will make sure the only way you leave this museum is in a body bag. Adrian rolls his eyes, and the back of your head hits the wall as he cocks the gun. The pathetic little gangs of so-called thieves. I'll take my chances. Perhaps I'll put your head on display next to your parents' teapot. I do enjoy a good trophy. Who are you calling pathetic? Denver? Denver rushes for Adrian, who turns towards him with a start. You're supposed to be dead. Denver slams into him, sending the gun skidding across the hall as they both tumble to the floor. Yeah, funny story about that. Unfortunately, you aren't going to live long enough to hear it. He digs his forearm into Adrian's neck, pinning him on the floor long enough to shoot you a grin. Sorry. Hey, Sio. How's it going? Denver. If Sato finds out you are still alive, we are all screwed. Denver lets out an irritated grunt as Adrian drives his knee into his stomach. Excuse me for being more concerned with your real death than my fake one. Adrian brings his elbow down across Denver's, breaking his hold. Geez, you're stronger than I expected for an old dude. Crab maga. He slams Denver against the marble, pinning him there with his knee. That's okay. I like a challenge. Adrian glances from Denver to his gun, which lies just beyond his reach. I knew that Adrian would kill us both if he got his hands on his gun. I needed to act quickly. You asked for Adrian's gun, but all of a sudden the world turns sideways. Your head slams against the marble floor and everything goes black. You open your eyes waiting for the pain to come, but it doesn't. As I took in my surroundings for a moment, I was certain I was dead. But no, this wasn't death. It was a memory. A memory of the night before we entered La Bella. The night before everything changed. You glance around the empty room where you've been staying for the past month. Okay. From the other side of the wall, you can hear the soft sound of Cairo's snores. At least one of us is getting some sleep. You reach for a glass of water, sighing when you realize it's empty. Then quietly head downstairs to refill. 8 minutes. Okay. As you stand at the sink, you notice a shadow moving near one of the trees. A match flares to life, illuminating Denver's face as he lights a cigarette. As you watch him, the soft sound of humming drifts through a window on the opposite side of the house, Nairobi. It was clear I wasn't the only one who couldn't sleep, and I decided to. Then was it there. I had been intrigued by him since the moment we arrived at the Toledo house, and I realized it could be my last chance to spend some time alone with him. Acha. Your footsteps are quiet as you make your way towards Denver, but he turns as if sensing you. Oh man, busted. He gives you a playful smile, winking. Unless this is a dream. A dream? Alright, we have a big day tomorrow. Denver gives you a smile. Osio, you are aware that you're not in your bed either, right? You laugh, shaking your head. Fair enough. Besides, I'm not worried about tomorrow. It's nothing compared to what the professor has planned. Your ears perk up at the mention of the secretive next plan. You mean the plan the professor hasn't asked me to be a part of and won't let you tell me anything about. Denver tilts his head, considering. Would you want to be part of it? If he asked. I considered what it would mean to say with the team beyond La Bella. Absolutely. I feel like I'm part of this now. Part of this team. Denver smiles, nudging your shoulder. Sorry. With his own. I couldn't agree more. Denver takes a final drag from his cigarette before stubbing it out, glancing up at the night sky. Sorry. I should probably head back in. It's only a matter of time before my papa notices I'm gone, and the last thing I want to deal with tonight is one of his lectures. You laugh as he turns back towards you, his expression serious. Regardless of what happens next, I got your back tomorrow. You're part of this family now. And families look out for one another. Denver didn't know how loaded a word family was for me. Thanks, Denver, you can count on me too. He motions to the house. Can I walk you back? I think I'll stay out here for a few more minutes, enjoy the stars. Then I guess I'll see you in the morning, see you. He pauses as if unsure how to say goodnight. I'll see you in the morning. You give him a quick hug goodnight, comforted by the weight of his arms around you. Good night, Denver. Good night, Sue. He gives you a final smile before making his way back inside the house. After a few more moments, you do the same. You're surprised to find Cairo pacing you by your bed when you reach your room. He looks up at you with a mixture of relief and exasperation when you enter. Where were you? Are you okay? I'm fine. I just went to get a drink of water. You hold up your glass, and Cairo lets out a sigh of relief, shaking his head as you sit down. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. Just nervous about tomorrow, I guess. You're nervous? We know their plan, and more importantly, we know ours. By this time tomorrow, all of this will be finally over. Cairo sighs as he sits beside you, the mattress shifting with his weight as he runs a hand through his hair. Remember when we were kids? When you first moved in with me and my family? How could I forget? You all were the only reason I didn't end up in an orphanage. You were so strong after what happened, after what we saw. You made me want to be strong too. Oh, Cairo. Even before what happened, you were always tougher than me. Cairo laughs lightly, shaking his head. If it seemed that way, it was only because I was trying to convince you and myself that it was true. He pauses as if trying to decide if he wants to continue, then sighs. Do you remember the code from when our rooms were next to each other? You smile at the memory. Cairo smiles as he nods. Exactly, 2 knocks on the wall if one of us needed the other. Except I was the only one who ever used it. Cairo smiles sadly. I would sit in my room just waiting and waiting, hoping that you would knock so I could come over and not be alone anymore. What? Why didn't you just knock? He shrugs. I wanted to be strong for you. You just lost your parents. Did it really matter if I was having trouble sleeping? Seriously? Your feelings matter just as much as mine. You don't need to sacrifice yourself to take care of me. Cairo nods slowly, as if he doesn't quite believe you. I just wanted you to know you were safe. He clears his throat, motioning to the wall between your rooms. Anyway, we should both get some sleep. 2 knocks if you need anything. He looks at you uncertainly. Or maybe I could stay if that would be alright. I could tell by the look in his eyes that nerves weren't the only reason Cairo wanted to stay. I'd love it if you stayed. Cairo smiles as you settle into bed. I'm glad. He lies on his back beside you, uncertain. Is this okay? Pause for a moment, considering the best way to reassure him. You nod, and the last thing you see before closing your eyes is his smile. As I finally drifted off to sleep, not even my wildest dreams could have predicted what the next 24 hours would hold. The quiet of Toledo fades as you regain consciousness, the chaos of your current situation rushing back. Seoul, are you okay? You blink, the museum's hallway coming into focus as your head begins to pound. Talk to me, Seoul. Denver, why am I on the ground? This asshole grabbed you. He growls, and you turn to see him still brawling with Adrian. He's just lucky that fall didn't kill you. Now his death can be quick and painless. He grunts as Adrian drives his knee into his grin. Screw that, I'm gonna make this hurt. As you push yourself off the floor, your fingers finally wrap around the handle of the gun. Adrian and Denver freeze, and it feels as if the world goes into slow motion as you raise the gun towards Adrian's chest. Adrian had murdered my parents, and as I balanced my finger on the trigger, I knew that it was time to even the score. Okay. एक और चैप्टर ख़त्म. आज के लिए 2 और है. Come on, yes. Part 8 of the heist. For just a moment, it was like I was watching the scene from above, a painting of myself holding my parents' murder at gunpoint. Seoul, what are you waiting for? Shoot him. He doesn't have the guts. She doesn't have the guts, sorry. Adrian smirks, his lip curling upwards in a taunting snarl. She's a coward, just like her parents. The choice was mine. Should I shoot Adrian or let him live? Let him live. क्या करें? शूट किया तो कुछ एंड प्लान में इशू हो सकता है. क्या करें? सॉरी. एक मिनट. हाँ.
Okay, I'm back. But समझ नहीं आया कौन सा सेलेक्ट करूँ. उसको शूट किया तो प्लान में दिक्कत हो सकता है, नहीं किया तो उसकी बात सही हो सकता है. क्या करे भाई, ऐसे चॉइसेस देते हैं ना, so confusing. Choice was mine. Should I shoot Adrian or let him live? Shoot या leave, क्या करना है बताओ. क्या करना चाहिए इसके साथ. Only thing is इसको ये भी तो करना है. रहने दो, don't shoot him. All I wanted was for Adrian to get what was coming to him, but as I pointed, she pointed the gun at his chest. I realized we still needed to get into the vault, and he was the key. You keep the gun level at his chest, but don't shoot. What are you waiting for? Shoot him. You take a step towards them, shaking your head. Well, we'll never make it out of here with a dead politician's blood on our hands. And we need him if we are going to access the vault. We said Seoul. Well said, Seoul. Perhaps there's some hope for you yet. You glance over your shoulder to find Berlin and Cairo approaching, both of their guns pointed directly at Adrian. Cairo's face is etched with concern as he looks to you. Are you okay? Yes. Adrian tried to kill me, but Denver got here just in time. 1 minute, huh? Okay. Cairo's expression is ferocious as he turns to Adrian. You're going to pay for this, for everything you've done. Cairo's hatred for Adrian was written all over his face and it made me grateful. I was alone in this, and I never would be. Berlin turns to Adrian, telling, while I don't quite share my colleague's level of betrayal, I must admit I am disappointed. I thought we had a gentleman's agreement. I didn't shoot you on sight, and you didn't try to screw me over. He cocks his gun calmly and motions for Adrian to stand. You've screwed me over. Now give me one good reason I shouldn't shoot you. I can help you get into my vault. How long had Adrian known that it was his vault we were trying to access? That's why you really here, isn't it? To protect whatever you're hiding in that vault. Adrian narrows his eyes. We all have our secrets, don't we, Sio? Berlin watches the exchange suspiciously, but Tokyo's voice cuts through your earpieces, interrupting. I've got to you. Adrian stuffed him in a janitor's closet. He's tied up but not injured. That's a relief. Thank God. He could have killed you. Thank God you're alright. Thanks, yo. Berlin sighs in irritation. Get him untied and then join Nairobi in the gala hall. We'll discuss his incompetence later. He tilts his head as he turns back to Adrian. The question remains, what to do with you? Now that you've seen our friend Denver here is really alive, I can't allow you to do any more socializing. A pity, really. It seemed the evening was turning into quiet, isn't it? Okay. Quite the campaign event for you. Alas, I believe your time in politics may be rapidly drawing to a close. Cairo take Mr. Varka down to his vault. Cairo grabs Adrian roughly by the arm, smiling maliciously. You and I have a lot to discuss. You and Cairo's gun, unsure. So you hand, that's it. Cairo's gun, unsure of exactly where yours landed. Get this back to Rio, and maybe Give him a lesson in how to use it. I think I can think of the perfect target to practice on. Adrian looks the slightest bit nervous as Cairo hauls him away. Berlin turns to you and Denver, wrinkling his nose at your disheveled appearances. In the meantime, you two go get yourselves cleaned up. You're beginning to look unprofessional. Denver grits his teeth as he looks in the mirror, rinsing the blood from beneath his nose. Don't worry. Couldn't have been worse. Adrian is a killer. At least we both made it out alive. Denver's expression is full of curiosity as he turns towards you. About that, he sits gingerly beside you on a small seat. Before Abarka made it sound like he knew your parents, he pauses, searching your face. Like maybe he did something to them. I trusted Denver, but no one except Cairo knew the truth of what had really happened. Was I ready to tell Denver about my past? About Adrian? अभी खुद ही नहीं पता कि एग्जैक्टली क्या था, बिकॉज इसके हिसाब से उसने मतलब वो इनके घर आया था बिकॉज इसने ट्रैक करने की कोशिश की उसको, तो वो ट्रेस करके आया था. बट उसके हिसाब से इसके मतलब डैड उसके साथ लाइक बिजनेस पार्टनर थे, तो इसको खुद ही कंप्लीट नहीं पता, तो ये उसको क्या बताएगी. और वो तो है कि उसने मारा, बट कुछ वो रीज़न पता चलना चाहिए ना. सो फॉर नाउ आई थिंक इट्स बेटर नॉट टू से. You shake your head, pulling away. Sorry, I don't know what he was talking about, his deranged. But I heard you say, drop it, okay? He wants us all divided and will say or do anything to make that happen. Then went out slowly, still looking suspicious, I guess, but that was weirdly specific. I knew I needed to change the subject and quickly. I haven't properly thanked you for saving me yet. If you hadn't shown up when you did. Denver raises an eyebrow, giving you a look that immediately shifts the mood. Oh, and you. And how are you planning on showing your thanks? How about... It's the least I can do since I am the reason you got hurt in the first place. Denver smiles as you reach for a fresh rag, then dab gently at the wound on his temple. If it means you taking care of me like this, it was definitely worth it. Before you can reply, your earpiece crackles to life. Hey Sio, I need your help in the vault. We got through the biometric, but Abarka is claiming he doesn't know the codes for the rest. He lowers his voice as if someone that will prevent everyone else from hearing. Only if you're up to it, though. I heard what happened. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. I appreciate it, but we still have a job to do. I'll see you in a few then. Even though I knew Adrian was safely locked in the vault room, my adrenaline began to pulse as I made my way through the museum. I couldn't shake the feeling that danger was lurking behind every statue, hiding in every dark corner. A shadow moves in the corner of your vision and you draw a gun. फिर से? You quickly draw a gun and point it to the shadows. Who's there? Oh, it's just me. Kaio steps forward, hands raised, and you lower your gun. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. What are you doing here? Looking for you. Kaio shakes his head, his eyes filled with emotion. When I realized Adrian had escaped, that you were with him, his voice cracks slightly. I thought I was going to lose you, Kayo. Okay. I felt so helpless, like I was a child again. Kayo releases an angry breath. Say the words. Say the word, and I'll go end this right now, forever. For you and for your parents. Your stomach turns as you remember the things Adrian said about them. What is it? What's wrong? I didn't know how I felt about what Adrian had said about my father. I wasn't even sure that I believed it. Tell Cairo. We would figure it out together. Like we had with everything else. Adrian said something about my parents. Cairo grits his teeth. Whatever it was, I'm sure he was just trying to get in your head to get you off your guard. No, it wasn't like that. He seemed surprised. I didn't already know. Know what? You take a deep breath, then relay everything Adrian said to Cairo. If it's true, if my father was going to expose him and that's why he killed them, then maybe it really wasn't my fault. Cairo looks as dumbstruck by the information as you feel. I know you blame yourself, but it was never your fault. Do you think he's telling the truth? That is a question I had been asking myself since Adrian's confession. I'm not sure. It seems like there are still more pieces. Still some pieces missing. He said something else too. I think I know where the teapot is for real this time. Cairo's eyebrow grew wide. What? How? Adrian said that it's on display. Your stomach turns slightly as you remember how he gave you the information. He kept it as some kind of trophy. Cairo grits his teeth. He's even more of a bastard than I thought. He pauses, thinking. There are only a few open galleries in La Bella and only one of them has ceramics. What are we waiting for? Let's go get your teapot back. पर अभी तो वॉल्ट जाना है ना? Cairo leads you to an ornate gallery filled with glass cases containing priceless pottery and ceramics. You slowly make your way around the room. Do you see anything? You stop suddenly, hands shaking. It's here. There at the center of the room sits the teapot. Cairo uses Gabriela's keycard to unlock the case and it swings open. After you. The teapot to pick up. As I picked up the fragile teapot, its intricacies already engraved in my mind. I had to be sure. I'd been fooled once. I couldn't let it happen again. You slowly remove the lid and hand it carefully to Cairo. You run your finger along the bottom of the teapot, inhaling sharply when it catches on a small latch. It's here. It's the real one. You let out a sigh of relief as the compartment opens, but your relief quickly turns to confusion when you look inside. There's something in here. A small box is tucked inside the compartment, wrapped in a faded piece of paper. What is that? Your hand shakes as you unroll the scrap of paper. It's a note from my father. Okay, next. Oh, आज का लास्ट चैप्टर. कल के लिए 3 चैप्टर बचा है. इफ़ इट इज़ एक्चुअली 20 चैप्टर्स. देखते हैं, पता चलेगा कल. आज का लास्ट चैप्टर है ये. लेट्स सी. A flood of emotion races through you as you examine the note, scrawled in your father's familiar handwriting. It's addressed to me. Cairo's expression of shock mirrors your own as he steps closer. What does it say? I felt frozen, unsure if I was prepared for the emotion the note would surely bring. Read the note. You take a deep breath, then begin to read. Carry now. Hey, darling, my clever daughter, I knew it wouldn't take you long to find this. We've passed many notes this way, and while I fear this one will be the least joyful, it may also be the most important. I've done my best to be a man that you can be proud to call your father, but like Michelangelo's David, I am only mortal. This note and the information attached are the only stones I have to throw against the monstrous Goliath my business partner has become. Our relationship has begun to disintegrate, and I do not imagine it will be able to be repaired. I can't say more, not so that I fear it may only be a matter of time before he does something rash. Time seems to be sorry. Seems to be slipping, and should anything happen to me or your mother, I pray only that your memories of our love for you remain persistent. I know that you will do what is right. All my love, Papa. You let out a slow breath as you lower the note. It was like I could hear my father's voice through the letter, speaking to me from beyond the grave, and every risk I'd taken to get to this moment was justified. I had gotten the teapot back and so much more. Kaya is watching you carefully, his eyes filled with concern. This is unbelievable. Are you okay? I'm not sure yet, but he and my father had been working together. Kaya nods solemnly. I guess even a girl like him tells the truth every now and then. You shake your head. I wonder if you realize just how far Adrian would go to keep him quiet. Kayo is quiet for a moment, thinking, do you think he really had information that could bring Adrian down? You carefully tuck the note in your pocket, turning your attention to the small box that accompanied it. I don't know, but this is the key to finding out. Just turn the box over in your hands. You turn the box over in your hands, inspecting it carefully. There's a small oval etched into its surface, with two fine lines at the center. I think it's some kind of puzzle box. You press your thumb against one of the lines and it swivels. It looks like a clock. His words bring you back to focus with a start. I should have been in the vault ages ago. Kayo glances around, then shakes his head. That's a 5% ho gaya. Forget the vault. We came here for the teapot and now we have it. Let's get out of here before this turns into an even bigger mess. Leave now? Nahi, bhai. Like it or not, we are part of this team. I'm not running out on them, especially when they still need my help to get out of here. Before Kaio can respond, Berlin's voice crackles through your radio. Everyone to the gala hall. Now, I have an announcement. You and Kaio exchange a nervous glance. That can't be good. We should go. Your gaze drifts back to the teapot, still resting on the pedestal. The note and the puzzle box are tucked safely in your pocket, but the teapot is much too large for that. We'll come back for it, don't worry. After all those years of searching, I finally found the teapot. Could I really walk away from it again? पर अभी ले जाके करना क्या है? बेटर छोड़ के जाओ. You nod, closing the door to the teapot's display case and re-engaging the lock. It'll be safe here.
Besides, I waited this long. What's a few more hours? Caio sets his jaw, determined. It's almost over, just a few more hours, and all of this will be behind us. With the weight of my father's note in my pocket, we walked towards another uncertain situation. I couldn't help but feel that things were just beginning. Berlin smiling widely when you and Caio entered the gala hall, and you aren't sure if the sight reassures you or unnerves you. Rio and Niobe are standing guard near the hostages, looking as if they feel the same way. Niobe quickly makes her way to your side when she sees you, placing a concerned hand on your shoulder. Are you alright? I heard what happened with Abarka. Sorry. At the mention of Adrian, I took a quick survey of the room, but he was nowhere to be found. I hit my head, but it's nothing serious. Suddenly, Tokyo enters the hall. Oh, sorry. Pushing an ancient television on a wheel cart, and Berlin smile goes. This better be good, Berlin. I had to go all the way to the basement for this thing. Oh, it will be. He turns his attention to you. Seoul, I trust you can get us a local signal on this archaic device. Seriously? Piece of cake. Excellent, please proceed. Okay. सॉरी कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं हो गया ये मूव्स लगता है मुझे अरे यार पहले ब्लैक करना चाहिए बाकी तो हो जाएंगे फिर बट हाँ मैं फिर से रिप्ले करूँगी पहले ब्लैक कंप्लीट करूँगी रिप्ले अरे ठीक था फिर से करना पड़ेगा फिर से करना पड़ेगा अरे ठीक ही था क्या ही कर रही हूँ मैं मुझे नहीं पता एक और फिर से करना पड़ेगा फिर से पहले ब्लैक कंप्लीट कर लो यस ब्लू अरे यार फिर से करना पड़ेगा हाँ फिर से करना पड़ेगा फिर से पहले ब्लैक रुको ओके ब्लू blue. Gold. देखा 37 तक किया. Yes, continue. It's done. You go in as the screen crackles to life. Wonderful. It appears we are just in time for a special broadcast. Gather around, everyone. Gather around, everyone. I think you especially will want to see this, Mr. Sato. The hostages approach wearily, but Sato's smile matches Berlin's. If you've had the boys that filmed for me, I may just have to double your reward. My dislike of Sato was starting to rival my hatred for Adrian. Keep talking and I'll make sure you never see the outside of this museum again. Berlin tuts as Sato narrows his eyes at you. Now, Seoul. Bhai, iska hai now, Seoul. Mr. Sato here is our ally now. Remember, your stomach turns with his words, but before you can reply, Sato's face fills the television screen and the room falls silent. We are able to confirm that tonight's attack at La Perla Museum, Barcelona, is tied to a local mob organization led by Philip Sato. Sato's mouth falls open as the screen turns to footage of him entering the museum earlier that night. Moments ago, his associates were apprehended while attempting to enter the museum, confirming the mob's involvement. Earlier this evening, esteemed politician, galti se. Now hostages have been released at this time, and confirmation of mob involvement has led to concerns that this may not end peacefully. We'll be broadcasting through the morning. If Sato is watching, we ask only that you return the hostages safely. The professor had said that Sato and his associates could be a boon to us, and watching the broadcast, it became clear exactly how they fit into this plan. He would pin the heist on the mob, leaving us to escape unnoticed. It was brilliant. Even if Sato tried to explain what really happened, no one would believe him. Sato's expression is filled with quiet fury as he turns to Berlin. You're framing me? Berlin chuckles, his eyes alight with malicious amusement. You did agree to offer your assistance if I settled Denver's debt for you, didn't you? I believe you said something along the lines of kill the boy and I'll help you get whatever you're after myself. Well, what I want is to leave this museum without the police ever knowing I was here. Sato lowers his voice to a growl. You'll never get away with this. As soon as the police make contact, I'll tell them the truth. He gestures to the rest of the hostages who are watching the exchange with wide eyes. We all will. I examine the hostages' expressions, their gaze now fixed on Berlin. They won't help you. They'd feed you to the wolves themselves if it meant protecting their own reputations. Well, said Seoul, our friends here understand the stakes. He turns to the hostages, the benevolence in his voice undercut by his less than subtle reach for his gun. Mr. Sato has quite the reputation, but your own crimes are a bit more understated. So here's what's going to happen. When you're released, you will corroborate the story that Mr. Sato and his friends were the ones who held you hostage. In exchange, we will keep the records we have on each of you and the dirty dealings you were up to tonight from being published. You and Rayo exchange a smirk, knowing that Berlin's threat is no bluff. the two of you found records of some kind of illegal activity for every person in this room. And you, Mr. Sato, can go off your innocence all you want, but with poor Denver's blood on your hands, I doubt they'll be inclined to listen. After all, a murderer will say anything to escape his sentence. Suddenly, Berlin's insistence of faking Denver's death made sense. He needed Sato to believe we had the upper hand. Besides, Kaio gives a baggaging snort of appreciation. This could actually work. Yeah, well. Sorry, let's hope so. We are running out of options, and I am not spending the rest of my life in a prison cell. This has to work. Kaio's gaze drifts to Gabriela, who has been watching the exchange quietly, attempting to fade into the background with the other hostages. What about her? Do you think she'll go along with it? I took a moment to study Gabriela, considering she'll do what it takes to survive. Not to mention, keep herself out of prison. Kaio nods as you turn your attention back to Berlin, who is watching in amusement as Sato pleads with the rest of the hostages. You're really just going to go along with this? You're going to let the people who have held you hostage frame me and get away? The hostage's silence and refusal to meet Sato's eye is answer enough. Excellent. He claps his hands together, then gestures to you and Rio. Now, let's get what we came for and get the hell out of here, shall we? Yes, let's do that. 3 हो गए? Rio gestures proudly to the security system when you reach the vault. I got through the lock after the biometric after I called you for help, so there's only one left. Only one to go? I knew you could do it. Rio beams as you inspect the system. Thanks, Rio. It means a lot coming from you. The system is more complicated than those before it, and your fingers thumb with nervous anticipation as you begin to work through the final lock. Oh, sorry. Month and year did Adrian quit the police? Hey? मुझे याद नहीं. 1. सभी हिंट दे दो प्लीज. 9. अरे सॉरी. 3. 8. 0. 19 March 88. ओके, ये मुझे याद नहीं कब आया था. सॉरी. रिप्ले 19 क्या था? एट. सॉरी 03. 8. Yes, हो गया. Continue. As I hacked through the final lock, it felt like I had been born for this moment. That's it. You go in as the panel turns green with a cheery beep. The whole security system begins to recede. The perilous art now yours for the taking. Berlin, do you copy? This had better be good news. We are in. It's time to get the hell out of here. Okay, so हमारा नेक्स्ट चैप्टर भी हो गया. अब अगर सच में जैसे गूगल में था 20 चैप्टर्स ही है